The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, has explained its decision to sell a 60% of stake in its hotels to Rock City Hotel, owned by the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Brian Achampong.
SNIT's response comes after Norton MP Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice (CHRAJ) to investigate and stop the sale of 6 hotels, including Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, Elmina Beach Resort, Ridge Royal Hotel, Busia Beach Resort, and the Trust Lodge Hotel to the Abetifi MP. Mr. Ablakwa's petition to CHRAJ seeks an investigation into various allegations, including conflict of interest, abuse of power, and lack of due process, procurement breaches, chronism, and graft. However, SNIT, in a response, explained that the decision to collaborate with an investor is to raise capital to invest in their hotels and assist their management, started as far back as 2018 through international competitive tendering processes as prescribed by the Public Procurement Act. In a press release, the trust stated that the process started in November 2018 after it had employed a transaction advisor to guide the process of a strategic investor, amongst others.
Now, the Member of Parliament for North Tongue constituency who broke the news on Good Morning Ghana last week, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, has expressed disappointment that the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, failed to address the constitutional and legal issues he raised in his petition to the Economic and Organized Crime Office, whilst commending SNIT for its prompt response. The North Tongue MP noted that the organization did not address the conflict of interest concerns raised, particularly regarding Article 78, Clause 3 and Article 98, Clause 2 of the Constitution, which prohibits members of Parliament and ministers of state from engaging in business transactions and holding offices of profit without permission from the Speaker. He served notice that if the National Democratic Congress NDC returns to power, the party will investigate what he termed dubious agreement and apply the laws as necessary.
It is clear that SNIT deliberately avoids the germane issues, the crux of the matter. There are constitutional and legal issues that have been raised in my petition to CHRAJ, and SNIT does not respond to them. Take, for example, the fundamental issue of conflict of interest. Why should a minister of state, why should a member of parliament be participating in the purchase of state assets that are in the care of these public officials? SNIT does not respond to those fundamental issues of conflict of interest. SNIT also fails to respond to the constitutional issues. Remember that in my petition, I have raised Article 78(3) and Article 98(2), which debars ministers of state and members of parliament from engaging in business transactions and from holding office of profit if they do not have permission from the Speaker. I have diligently gone to the committee responsible and obtained the list of all of those who applied and have been granted approval by the Right Honourable Speaker. There are 47 of them. I have attached that list to my petition to CHRAJ. If you go through the list of all 47 MPs and ministers who have applied, who are allowed to hold office of profit or engage in business transactions, the Honourable Brian Achampong is not on that list. So why was he allowed near the transaction? This fundamental constitutional issue has not been addressed. Number 3, SNIT also fails to explain to us how a company which started operating, Rock City Hotel, it started operating its phase 1 in November 2019, qualified to participate in a bid which started a year before, 14 November 2018, and during the bid process, money to get the financial muscle physical capacity to outcompete the 14 other competitors that SNIT claims also put in a bid. And they do not provide evidence of those companies they knocked out. What are those companies? What was problematic about their bid? Why did they not qualify? So this statement does not address the real issues, the fundamental issues. The only positive note to this statement is that SNIT serves notice that they are going to fully cooperate with the Shraj investigations. I think that is the only positive thing I take out of this statement. And I am happy to meet them at Shraj. I really am looking forward to these Shraj investigations, and I'll renew my appeal to Shraj to act expeditiously, because if you look at the statement carefully, SNIT does not say that they are going to halt the sale to the Honorable Brian Champo. They only say that they are in the final stages, which means that any moment from now, they can actually go ahead and finalize this deal. Now, if you look at SNIT's own conduct in a similar deal with Brian Champo with the Grand Regency Hotel in Kumasi, documents which are put out, they were happy to sell to Brian Champo their 25% shares at a value far lower than what their own valuation points to. Their valuation was 8.6 million. They sold it to Brian Champo at 7.4 million. We lost 1.2 million. And then, in addition to that, they asked the Honorable Brian Champo to pay in installment. So virtually the hotel is working, making money, and he's using that money to pay the value of the shares. I mean, and if you look at how the negotiations went, and I put out the minutes, the SNIT chair at the meeting, Mr. Kofi Osafumafo, allowed Rock City to dictate the negotiations. They refused to even allow the value to be pegged according to the dollar. And as we speak, they continue to pay an amount in installment which has been so devalued. Look at the state of our currency. So if that is anything to go by, looking at the track record of SNIT, you can be sure that this current transaction is not going to serve the national interest. And SNIT also must take note that all of these dubious engagements it is carrying out will be subject to review under a future NDC government.